Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Coming to you today from historic Abingdon, Virginia, where we are about to move this house here behind me. It's been in progress now for about 12 weeks. We're going to get a chance to interview some key players in this extravaganza. And remember, if you like our content and you would like to be notified of it, hit subscribe and hit like. It helps us out. Appreciate it. See you soon.
Well, the Dooley house was built in 1849. Hiram Dooley got it as a wedding present for his wife, Sarah, when they got married. And he actually purchased it from the estate of Connolly Findley after Connolly Findley and his wife passed away and their kids grew up and moved on to their own households. So he bought it, I think, in the 1820s. There were several buildings on the property. There were dwelling houses and different buildings for business on the corner lot there. And I suspect the Dooleys lived in the dwelling house back behind, which would be closer to the Episcopal Church. The building that was there before was Connolly Findley's. He was a brother-in-law to William King, who was the wealthiest person in town with the salt works out of Saltville. And so Connolly Findley and his brother-in-law William King, using King's money, bought several of the prime lots along on this side of Main Street down to Park Street. Of course, the railroad tracks were not there then, but I think Connolly Findley came here from Ireland in 1797, and they built a two-story log home. Imagine this, 2,400 square feet of a log home. In 1797, that was a big deal. And we think it is the same footprint, same location as the Hiram Dooley house. We think the Dooleys lived in a dwelling house back toward the back of the property, and as that log home got to be 50 years old, they finally tore it down and built their brick home at the location where the Connolly Findley house was. So Connolly Findley was developing a lot of things. He had a tannery, he had stables, he had places to shoe horses, and he was the entrepreneur of this area, and not just on this northwest corner, but also southeast on down Park Street. He owned a lot of the land down there. My understanding from one of the church members was that they paid over $300,000 for this corner lot. They really had no interest in the building. I think they used it for some Sunday school or youth classes or something, but they didn't put any money into fixing it up. And so they finally decided, once COVID hit, that they wanted to have a place where they could have outdoor events and socialize and congregate together outside of the sanctuary. So they pulled the trigger and announced that they had gotten a permit to bulldoze the house. So about that time, when we realized what was potentially going to happen any day, we started spreading the word, circulated a petition. I didn't, but one of the friends of the project circulated a petition on change.org, raised almost 3,000 signatures there. Rick Humphreys, of course, was very aware of what was going on and very interested in it. His brother-in-law, David Dalton, is the one who, from Charlotte, started getting interested in acquiring the property. And a conversation took place with the church. The church wanted it off of their property so they could build their pavilion, outdoor pavilion. We tried to explain some options to them about repurposing it, tying it into their pavilion, making other uses of it. They wanted it off the property. So really the only option was to move it off of the property or demolish it. And so David took the big dive and started the ball rolling to find what was involved in picking up the house and rolling it onto another piece of property that he and Jill owned here on Park Street.
So I don't know if you've ever had a baby or a child. Well, you know, when you've had a child, you realize that the schedule is the child. Well, over my shoulder, you see the Hiram Dooley house. Well, it's got a mind all of its own. We're basically waiting for the house to be moved. It's a difficult move, but it's just like, basically watching a baby. You just got to kind of, take it on its own accord and just wait to make any move that you need to. I was approached by Rick Humphreys back in late January, and Walter Janney actually with the Washington County Historical Society approached me, and they said there's one lot in Abingdon that is perfect for the Hiram Dooley house. And of course I made the big mistake to say, whose? And they said, yours. And so that's what got the ball rolling. And they said, all it will take is for you to reach out to the Sinking Springs Presbyterian Church, and I think they will strike a deal with you. So I made the mistake of calling Jeff Johnson, who was on the committee, the building committee, and in talking with Jeff, we worked out a deal. And so over the course of what I thought would be 7 weeks turned out to probably 10 to 12 weeks, we finally have worked out a situation. And so now you see the results of all of that. It's, I always thought Abingdon was a good town, but now I realize it's a great town. And the reason I say that is because we have great people in this town. I've had a lot of hurdles. We've had a lot of hurdles over the past several weeks. And every time a hurdle came, there was someone within the community that would step forward with that can-do attitude. And we are so, so blessed to have a great collection of people making this community so special.